this might be as we kind of talk about this, unpack this idea of like narratives, like the stories that we tell ourselves. Maybe
Mhm.
this is a good tangent for us to talk about the difference between truth and true.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference between something being true and something being the truth.
Okay.
Does that conceptually?
Yeah, I feel like we picked it this before. And this is cool because is we if we did, we get to go back and see it.
Right.
You know, does it still ring true?
Right. Right.
Does it still ring true today? But yeah, I think that's because it might be all right. It might be true that you don't have anyone to talk to, but the truth is you haven't been honest with your needs from others around you.
Right.
That's the truth. And it's not that you made a mistake, it's just something you haven't done yet.
Right.
And so maybe the people around you will grow with you once you start to name what you need. That's the truth.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no,
Go ahead.
go, go, no, go.
Yeah, yeah, no, I was just gonna pick up right where you left off right there, and
Mhm.
say that what's true for you is 100% real, and it's not us saying that what's true for you is to be dismissed, because it can be very true for you and how you feel, and it does not mean that it's synonymous with being the truth about a thing. You can have an outlook, just like you said, like you can have an outlook, and in your heart of hearts, deep down inside,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
believe it to be true. And then once you start to believe something to be true, just like when you're car shopping, you're looking for a certain car, then you start seeing it everywhere. Like, like once you believe something to be true,
That
you
is
start
so
seeing all the signs that point to that thing being true. But
yeah.
if you took a step back, or if somebody else was to analyze the entirety of the situation or the relationship or whatever the case may be, they'll
Mhm.
see a truth that does not live inside your truth. And they're finding ways to help you unpack that in a healthy way, which is why you need conversation partners. Speaking of this thing that's about distant, you also need some conversation partners that are a bit distant from your current reality and situation, because they'll help you have a vantage point that you may not necessarily see, whether that is a therapist, whether that is a spiritual counselor or a pastor, or whoever the person may be.
Yeah.
That could be your grandparent, that
Uh-huh.
could be a coworker, somebody
Okay.
that you're in conversation with, that is at critical distance from the situation and from you, and can give you a truth that does not live inside of your truth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's yeah, you need you I think you need someone that you can ask openly and honestly, am I tripping?
Yep.
Am I am I in my feelings right now? Am I tripping? Am I seeing it wrong? And it might even be with the person you're talking to. Like, look, I took something you said. Like, am I tripping?
Yep.
Did you mean it? Like, that has become a part of the practice, like the everyday commitment practice, in order for us to have the healthiest version of the truth in our own lives so that we can say very healthy, true things about our lives and the lives of others.
Hmm.
Because it's all about, I feel like it's all about doing what's necessary to get to that place of good health.
Yeah.
Whatever that takes and whatever that looks like, some people need to fall back, some people need to engage, someone needs to go get the book, someone needs to throw it in the trash and go do, what I'm saying, what you're supposed to. But it's all about being healthy in our thinking about what's true and what is the truth.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is a fantastic marker of high emotional well-being. And just to add on to the piece that you just said about that conversation partner,
Mhm,
if you select the right conversation partner,
mhm,
this person can even see how you got to your truth, even if they can also help you see the larger truth. They
mhm.
can acknowledge, like, I see why you would see it like that. I see it. Because I may have taken it that way too. But let me come at it from a different angle and say, here's some other things that I'm hearing or sensing. Maybe not even about the other person. Maybe because I may know some backstory about you,
Yeah.
I may say, hey, you sure this is not connected to what you told me 6 months ago? Because it kind of sounds like this is a trigger for you and da 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 da, you know.
You're like, oh man, I didn't even think about it. Like,
Right.
that's the battleground for what we're talking about. I hate to invoke, violence in this moment, but that's the warring platform. That's where the swords clash, right there in the mind. You're thinking, because this can happen from a conversation with someone else. It can happen with a conversation with yourself, that you
Yeah.
just make a decision like, oh no, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
And it changed the whole trajectory of your day in this particular part of your journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. For certain.